Nobody tells you this, but one native nut packs almost 600 calories in a single handful. While today's snacks leave you hungry, old families carried just a pouch and felt set for hours. Why did this simple food beat every energy bar you know? Let's break the myth. I'm showing you how one nut made modern snacks look weak. Ever wondered what makes one tiny food outlast every snack on your shelf? Let's dig in and see how a handful can change your whole idea of healthy.
Obviously, pecan trees have had a special place in the heart of my family for a while because pecans are awesome.
96 was a good year for pecans here.
A pecan from 1996. Here we go. Here's a pecan. It tastes like butter pecan ice cream.
Second was better than the first one.
So how did this native nut give 600 calories in one small handful? A big handful of native pecans, around 90 grams, holds almost 600 calories. That's real. Pecans test out at about 691 calories per 100 grams, most of it natural fat, plus built-in protein and fiber. Imagine holding all that energy in just one hand. Why did it work for people when other snacks leave you hungry? You grab a snack, finish a handful, and your stomach still rumbles. Old families took a small handful of native pecans and felt full for hours. So, what made that nut hit so different? Pecans weren't a treat for native groups in North America. They were real fuel. Tribes along the rivers in what is now Texas and the South lived off wild pecan groves for weeks every year. No stores, no coolers, just the trees and timing. A single good pecan harvest could feed whole groups, and some writers say the total food value matched hundreds of thousands of bison over time. It sounds wild, but steady food from the same grove year after year was a huge deal. No bars, no powders, no fancy labels, just a dense nut that lets people walk, paddle, and hunt with a small bag on their belt and feel safe all day. So why do your energy snacks leave you searching the fridge an hour later? What did that old handful do for people that your box of bars can't? That's where the real difference starts showing up. If one handful of this native nut could fuel a long day, why do your snacks fail before lunch? A 90-gram handful of pecans can pack nearly 600 calories, most of it from fat, plus 8 to 9 grams of protein and good fiber. That mix is like a slow-burning log. It keeps you steady. There's no sharp sugar spike, and you skip the crash afterward. Imagine someone walking all morning, no store, no fridge, no drive-through, just a pouch of native pecans. Pecans got boiled, ground into meals, added to corn dishes, or pressed into nut milk. Pecans got boiled, ground into meals, added to corn dishes, or pressed into nut milk. For native groups, they were a tool, not just a topping. Old articles say these nuts were stored for long periods and stirred into bread, porridges, and stews. People could work all day, staying calm and focused. Now look at today. A study from Ohio State found that adults in the U.S. eat about 400 to 500 snack calories a day, sometimes more than they get at breakfast. But those snacks offer little real nutrition. After 400 calories of quick snacks, are you full? Or still reaching for more? Old hands used one dense native food to carry them through long work. We stack weak snacks just to stay upright. The calories on paper look close, but the body feels the difference. Is it the food itself or the trust you place in the package? That trust, it turns out, might be the root of the problem. When did we trust boxes more than a simple native nut that kept people full for hours? About 1/4 of adult calories in rich countries now comes from snacks. In the US and UK, over 50% of daily calories can come from ultra-processed food, factory food, loaded with stuff you never cook at home. It's baked into the whole day. Most quick snacks are pre-packaged, highly processed foods like candy, chips, bars, and sugary drinks. Boxes shout protein or natural, and your brain relaxes. But the small print hides sugar, gums, starch, and seed oils.
Ultra-processed foods dominate. They are often the easiest and cheapest option for low-income families. It's a trap. The family that needs to save money is the most vulnerable to the product that will cause chronic disease.
Long-term studies tie eating lots of these foods to higher risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, certain cancers, and even mental health problems. Every 10% more ultra-processed food can push early death risk up by about 3%, says a recent international study. So here's the weird swap. We left behind the native nut, needed no label, for boxes packed with warnings, and we're still tired and confused. When did you start trusting the front of a box more than how your body feels an hour later? You only see the answer when you look inside your own reaction to simple foods. What quiet trick did this native nut give old families that our healthy snacks never do? Pecans have about 72 grams of fat per 100 grams, mostly the good kind, plus protein, fiber, magnesium, and potassium. They have almost no sugar. That mix slows down how fast food moves from your stomach to your blood. Energy comes up slow, then holds steady for hours. Big reviews show the real effect. In 2023, a review found that people who eat a lot of nuts have a 19% lower risk of heart disease and are 25% less likely to die from heart problems. Harvard sums it up. Folks who eat nuts often have fewer heart attacks. More recent work on pecans alone found that 2 ounces a day could lower bad LDL cholesterol by around 6% in adults at risk, while improving overall diet quality. That's a quiet help, not a jolt, but a steady edge that adds up over time. So old families got 3 wins at once: steady energy, winter survival food, and better heart health. Meanwhile, snack bars can spike your sugar, crash you, and load you with extra ingredients. Why did the pecan lose its place? Shelf life and marketing might hold the clue. If a plain native nut can sit in a bag for months, why is your snack list so long? Grab a bag of plain pecans and look for ingredients. Most times, you'll see just pecans, maybe salt. That's it. Compare that to most snack bars: 10, 15, or even 20 ingredients, including sugars, oils, flavors, and gums with weird names. All those extras keep bars from falling apart, make them taste sweet, and help them stay cheap. But they also push the food deep into the ultra-processed zone. A huge 2024 review in a medical journal found that eating lots of ultra-processed food raises the risk for diabetes, high blood pressure, bad blood fats, and weight gain. In a 2025 trial, people eating only ultra-processed food for 3 weeks gained weight and had worse heart markers, even when calories matched a clean diet. Indigenous groups kept pecans for months, boiled, dried, stored in clay, with no lab, no freezer. The short list on a pecan bag isn't a fad. The closer a snack stays to its native form, the fewer weird things your body has to fight. If your snack needs a mini lab to survive on the shelf, who pays, your body or the brand? Money plays a part too, and that's where things get sharp. How much money have you burned on weak snacks instead of one strong native nut that actually works? If you buy snacks for $2 to $3 each, grabbing 2 a day, that's easily $100 or more per month on food many studies call low in nutrition, but high in sugar and refined starch. A kilo of plain pecans costs more up front, but that bag packs around 6,900 calories, the same energy as a pile of bars, but it keeps you full longer. From a kilo, that's about 11 handfuls, each one packed with fiber, protein, and good fats. Compare that to 10 bars, 200 calories each, that vanish from your stomach in an hour. See the trap? You keep buying the same fix over and over. Money comes back again as a health bill. High sugar and refined carbs tie to higher type 2 diabetes and heart strain. Nuts link to lower heart death risk and better weight control, even with higher calorie counts. So here's your choice. Keep pouring cash into snacks that leave you hungry, or put it into a native nut that gives fewer bites but much more value. Once you feel that difference, you'll see how deep this goes. When you see how this native nut fed whole groups, doesn't every light snack start to look fake? Pecans weren't garnish, they were central. Native tribes built whole camps around pecan groves. A big harvest meant safety all winter. That's planning, not luck, a food calendar made from trees. Over years, the food value of pecans matched what giant herds of bison would give. If a tree can cover winter, families set up life around it. The name pecan comes from an Algonquian word for a nut so tough you need a stone to crack it. People cracked, boiled, traded, and even carried them across oceans. Today, a chef calls pecans the original indigenous tree nut that fits modern diets, plant-based, gluten-free, without any special trick. Put that against a light snack, which only exists because a brand saw a way to sell air, sugar, and flavor as health. Those snacks are built for shelf space, not for your long day. This isn't about just one nut anymore. It's about who designs your hunger, your mood, and what you call normal food. What does a wall of factory snacks do to us when one tree nut once shaped whole cultures? The answer comes into focus when you try a real swap. So what happens if you swap one daily snack for this native nut and your hunger suddenly behaves? Try swapping just one daily snack for a handful of plain pecans. No rules, no drama. Just make the trade and watch what your body does. Experts call for a 30-gram handful of nuts most days. That's about 200 calories, filled with unsaturated fat, fiber, and plant compounds. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough for the test. A 2025 study found that people swapping their usual snack for pecans had lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and better diet quality in a few weeks. Studies on nuts show regular eaters gain less weight over time, even though nuts are calorie-dense, because they stay full and replace weaker snacks. Maybe your afternoon crash disappears. Maybe late-night sugar cravings fade. Maybe you ditch 5 bright boxes for one bulk bag of native nuts and a few more whole foods. You don't need to move to a river camp. You can just borrow one smart trick. When one handful changes how your day feels, you'll start seeing other foods differently. If a tiny swap can do this much, what else in your kitchen wants to go back to its native form? That's the question that really gets things moving. That was just the beginning. History hides more survival tricks buried under dust and time. Click the next video on your screen right now before it disappears. Another story is waiting for you.